That's the whole point of what we're doing here. Now that we're getting back, so let's go to that real quick. Howling Melody. You may cast the spell Dissonant Whispers once per short rest without spending a spell slot, and may cast this spell at any level you can cast normally. And you says maybe keep it as it is, but you have to reroll to recharge it once per long rest. So if you go in the Tumbled Wench, wear rain gear. Because you might get you might get a drink spilled on you, all in good fun. Since it's from the community, yeah, it's fine. Yes, that was so that's a way for me to put that artwork up on show for you all. What does Dissonant Whispers do? I'll show you. Dissonant Whispers, a first level enchantment. Casting time, 1 action, 60 feet range, verbal component, instantaneous duration. You whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use a reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you. The creature doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground, such as a fire or a pit. On a successful save, the target takes half as much damage and doesn't move away. A deafened creature automatically succeeds the save. And then when you cast a spell using a spell slot of second level or higher, the damage increases by 1d6 for each slot above first. And I presume, too, speaking of verbiage, that they would want to make sure that they indicate which stat it is based off of. I imagine they want to go for charisma. But why imagine when they can confirm that, right? Spillheart says, thanks, Maddie, for having the best game shop ever. Just picked up all this. Oh, Spillheart. Well, I don't know if you're here, but Spillheart, thank you for giving some business to the store. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you are going to enjoy your D&D journey. Let's take a look real quick at character art. So, speaking of art from the community, XCat. Oh yeah, this is what you were working on your stream. Which, by the way, everyone, XCat is streaming artistic content. Give it a look, because XCat, you shared some other stuff up here too. And of course, Killer Sense of Humor has been sketching, and we have another resident community artist here, Dark Wolf, aka Awu, and she makes fantastic drawings as well. This is her character that she plays on Tuesdays for our actual roleplay session, not just our workshops. And I must say, Dark Wolf, since you got your laptop, your pictures have been looking even better. In fact, Dark Wolf is in the mascot concept. Not really a contest, but I did commission her for some artwork, especially for the channel, because at some point in time, I want to make sure I get around. If you're out there, if you're creating content in some way, I want to do business with people who do business with me. And if you have particular talents in writing or artistry of some kind, I would like to try and do something special with you and help showcase it. Woo, I don't know if you're open for taking commissions from other people, but you know that I am always happy to provide a gallery and a megaphone for you. Yes. Yeah, you have the Black Griffin boy, and now we just need the Red Dragon girl, Dark Wolf. Zulerpai Shlomo wanted to play a cat. I suppose a cat used a spaniel full body disguise and gave it a dose of skunk to hide the feline odor. It might work, but are there cats in this world? I don't see why not. The only thing this mod is presuming is that somehow you as a dog were awakened in intelligence. Hey, McCool Man, good to see you back. Darkwolf says I still need to get a PayPal set up first. Okay, all right. Well, when you do, get you some business, girl. And also, speaking of cats, Pat has been sharing some pictures of his. Okay. So we're talking about Howling Melody here. Let's get to the doggy druids. What are the options that you can take as a druid? Bond of the Wild Blood. Oh, you're still trying to get a PHB? Well, McCool Man, I mean, depending on your local options, or if you feel comfortable working with me, I can work with you to get a PHB out to you. If there's an address or something you wanted me to send it to, and we can work out a way to take care of it financially. You know, I want you all to support your local game stores first, because they're local to you, and I hope that they're earning your business. If there's something that I can do to supplement your hobbies, if you've already given your friendly local game store your custom first, I will happily try and work with you to fulfill some kind of an order, some kind of a niche that you need that perhaps your local store is not providing. I want you to give them first chance though. And if they can't do it or won't do it, then I will do my best to work with you to see what we can do to support you. All right, so you can call upon the aid of such creatures as would lend it to you. Once per short rest, you can issue a howling cry, which nearby creatures will respond to. The DM will determine the exact creature that responds as is suitable for the environment you're in, and this ability may not work if no living creatures are present. A group of creatures will appear within 5 minutes of being called if able. 1d3 creatures will appear. The CR of the summoned creatures is equal to your wild shape form CR. Summoned creatures will aid you and fight for you as a friendly non-player character might. They will remain until your next short rest or until the end of your next combat encounter. I almost want to say that it should just give you what? Like a... Could that just be abbreviated into a free summon woodland creatures spell? I know that they want to keep it natural, right? You're not magically summoning them. You're just going woo out into the night as we're hearing in the background. And, but would it be easier? Especially because they already have verbiage above where you cast Thunder Wave, but the damage isn't considered to be magical, right? Because it's the force of your voice. Except it's more specific. It is, but does it have to... Does it have to be more specific? Does it have to be this complicated? Or would it just be simpler to give it as the spell? McCool Man, I can't email one. We would have to be working with a physical copy. Tristaflump says, like rules is written, summon woodland creatures is totally DM's discretion, but lots of DMs play it that the player gets to choose. Xcat says, if they're a druid already for this ability, then giving them a free cast just works. Tristaflump, yeah, I agree with you. I think they should just use this spell. Yeah, I think it just keep it simple. Especially because you've already given spells above, and I'm not saying that is a bad thing. Mark the ground. You learn a 10-minute ritual to mark the ground and create a circle of territory. This encompasses a space 15 feet across. While within the circle, when you use your natural recovery, you may replenish other creatures' expended spell slots instead of your own. I don't know what to think about that one. Again, I get it. I get the concept. I get the fluff. First question is, if we have a wizard, a warlock, and a cleric in the party, and they all step into the circle, if I can replenish one as a druid, does that mean then instead of my one, the party actually gets 3 spells restored because the other singular characters get 1 each? This, I think, really needs some clarification. That's a lot of pee, and I don't really see the use, says Fluffy Sheep. That is a lot of pee, isn't it? Yeah, exactly, Dark Wolf. A doggo pees on everything for 10 minutes. And scratches, too. Maybe, like, scoots its butt in the dirt, also. It wasn't clear on whose choice it was until the ruling came out. Some people still play it the old way. Oh, that's in regard to what Tristaflump said about summon woodland creatures. Oh, yeah, McCool Man. Windows 10, if you're using that one, it certainly gives you options, doesn't it, to upgrade. Yeah, I think it does need clarification, XCat. Derek says, well, that at least lets us know where they are at in version 1. I'm not sure I follow you, Derek. I presume that there's been no difference between boy dogs and girl dogs, Zuller Pie. Oh, yeah. Derek, this is Playtest 1.0. It is definitely playtest. Alright, or the Soul of the Pack requires Mark of the Ground. When you perform a Mark the Ground ritual, you may create a pack bond for any number of allied creatures up to your druid level. For 1 hour, any pack bonded creature may, as an action, roll one of its hit dice and receive that much psychic damage. It may then heal an ally who is pack bonded and within 60 feet for an equal amount. That... I know, right? A woo! When you perform a Mark the Ground ritual, you may create a pack bond for any number of allied creatures up to your druid level. Are you all hearing? Are you getting the background noise? Maybe, maybe not. Because there's wolves howling and crickets and everything going on. Yeah, yeah. These are Feats first cast. Shlomo, that dog. It's so happy. XCat says, I mean, if a tank uses a hit dice to heal a weak sauce character, that's not bad. But not for a weakling healing a big one. Darkwolf says, can you do that while in beast shape? Because you would drop yourself to 0 and come back full and heal an ally. Oh. Hey. I don't know, Darkwolf. If we're stress testing this content, we got to try and find the cheese, right? We got to try and find the stinky cheese using our doggo noses. In fact, I do believe I found some stinky cheese right there. Alright, if we're playing a fighter, these are our feat options, as First Cast reminded us. You have become adept at aiding your allies when fighting in close formation with them. As an action, spend one of your available hit dice. For 1 minute, allies within 10 feet of you gain a +2 AC bonus. Alright, 1 minute is a fight most of the time. To spend one hit dice in order to make your allies 10% harder to hit, I would take that trade all the time. But then again, because I think it's extremely advantageous to do so. Yeah, that's First Cast. I do believe it is overpowered. Yep, +2 without concentration. It's just spend a hit die and +2 AC. So I think that this proposition for a feat is overpowered. Very much so. Now, maybe something like spend a hit die and cast shield once per turn. How about that? Spend a hit die and cast shield, as you know, you're like, as a fighter, you're physically like throwing yourself around or something. Mathematically, it ends up much higher than 10% when you look at relative accuracy. Trust a flump. Thank you. I believe you. I was keeping it simple. Yes, I understand what you're going for. Heart. XCat says spending a hit dice for a weak version of shield might work. Like it lasts until the start of your next turn, or spending hit dice for the shield spell. No, don't you dare. Trust a flump. I'm insulted. Don't you dare apologize for being a nerd. Don't you... How dare you, sir? How dare you? You be a full-on nerd here. A pack is what, 3 or more dogs? If they all had pack fight, it'd be super OP. Oh, so then they would just be playing like a flying circus of everyone passing around the shield. Normally, +2 dex would be +1 to your own AC. So that's how it should be compared. But it's also just 1 combat instead of always on. Hey, McCoolman successfully defeated the Centaur Archer. Miss Wu, could you please give McCoolman 100 experience points? Fangs of the Wolf. You are a master at snapping back at foes that strike you. As a reaction to being hit in combat, you may roll your bite attack. It says bit attack. Bite attack damage on the attacker. Okay, so you're hit in combat, and you can use your reaction to make a bite, which is a D4, D6, or D8, depending on your level. I don't know. I don't think it seems overpowered. Hound the foes. When you hit a target in melee with a critical hit, again, so the wording is going to have to change. We don't say in melee in the official rules, although at the tabletop we probably do. When you hit a target in melee with a critical hit, their speed becomes 0 for their next turn. You may move to engage a different target within 15 feet as a free action, without provoking attacks of opportunity. So a 5% chance... A 5% chance to immobilize an enemy effectively and, I don't know, get a free little hop over to another enemy. Underpowered? Well, it's not a stun. They're not incapacitated, they're just immobilized. Fluffy says there's too much 4E in these 5E rules. Oh, that's true, First Cast. It could be up to 15%. I guess on a crit it's okay. I personally really hate reduced to 0 effects. Yeah, I don't know. It could be slowed, or it could be... I don't know. You deny them a reaction and then get a move. So I think we're getting the fluff, but the crunch, which... Dogs... You know what? Dogs have fluff, and dogs have crunch. We're totally digging these fluffy doggos. But we got to make sure that they're crunchy doggos, too. Maybe give an enemy a save against it. I don't know if it would be a save against something that only procs on a crit, Shlomo. But if it was, well, I mean, because look, this is going to be competing against other feats like Sentinel. Which, even, I'm a Fluffy Sheep, and you made a good point in another broadcast. I think it was a broadcast, otherwise you brought it up in Discord. That you nerf Sentinel to be a creature of your size or smaller. Because it wouldn't make sense how a halfling fighter with a Sentinel feat could stop a gargantuan red dragon from taking flight and leaving, as long as he manages to bonk it with a throwing hammer. Trust the Flump says, I agree with you, Fluffy Sheep. On-crit effects are bad. And I think, so with this version 1, I think I'm getting the, wow, this is cool process. Which is great for creative thinking, but it is obviously a playtest, and the rules are going to have to get refined. Because I think the allure to put crit effects in is because,
Okay, well, I gotta go to bed in a second, but do you mind if I snack another dragon heist box? 3 let's go Xanada.
Oh, yeah. Let's get you another dragon heist. I'd have to go back up and look at it again, Dark Wolf. It could be. Yes, it is a very strong German accent, isn't it? Here we go. Pop. All right, Trustaflumph. You have a pit fiend and a gelatinous cube. Let's see. What else are you going to be getting? Hey, First Cast. First Cast, people can adopt miniatures that I have as a fundraiser for the channel here. And so for a donation of 10 or for 1,000 bits, I will pop open a box of your choice of the minis I have available, and you can keep the rare or large uncommon out of the box. And then the other pieces go to a miniature adoption center on our Discord that can be purchased separately if you want to fill out your collection. All right, so this is what we're looking at. Let's go to the top. And, all right, so here is another human sun soul monk. Yes, McCoolman, I have in fact seen it. Next up is a... Oh, wow. Okay. So Trustaflumph next up is an animated door. Animated door. You see how it's on a flying stand? An animated door. It's an uncommon figure. If you want that, obviously you can have it. However, you do have also a large uncommon with a pentadrone. A pentadrone. If it'll focus. Sorry that it's having trouble doing so. Let's see if this helps. There we go. A pentadrone. Or, Trustaflumph, your final piece is a rare. It is Jarlaxle Baneray. It looks like maybe like a drow duelist, like a drow swashbuckler. If it'll focus, there we go. Jarlaxle Baneray. So, which piece out of this pack would you like, Trustaflumph? An animated door, a Sun Soul Monk, a Pentadrone, which is a large uncommon, or Jarlaxle Baneray, a named character from the set. And it wouldn't have been possible without this German accent. You can't give up Jarlaxle? Alright. He's going in the box. In fact, here. Trustaflumph, for safekeeping, I will put Jarlaxle inside your gelatinous cube. And so now, he's safe. Help me! Help me! Yeah, right, XCat. Alright, so the Pentadrome and the animated door will go into our Adopt a Miniature orphanage. First Cast, thank you very much. I appreciate that follow. Hey, who's going to open up Xanathar, right? Like, OMG, these Xanathar. And by the way, I do have this City of the Dead Statues and Monuments kit. This is the buy a this is the case incentive. Shlomo, I do not personally use them. I send them to you so you can use them on your battlefields. Pouty Lips, the other minis were an animated door on a flying base, a pentadrone, like a big construct here, and we've opened up. Heck, I have an invisible Strahd that we popped open, and a Zomble. No, it's a Skellington. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. So, Trustaflumph, thank you very much for that box before you go to bed. I will continue to build up your collection, and we'll go from there. Oh, it's for 40k? Well, I understand First Cast, and you know, you can use a lot of 40k figures in role-playing as well. Alright, so let's see, if you're playing a Doggo Monk, when you hit with a melee attack using a monk weapon or unarmed strike, you may spend 1 key point to give one creature within 30 feet of you advantage on its next attack or resistance to the next source of damage that affects it. So when you hit with a melee attack using a monk weapon or unarmed strike, you may spend 1 key point to give one creature within 30 feet of you advantage on its next attack, or resistance to the next source of damage that affects it. The resistance almost sounds too strong on some instinctual level, though I can't fathom how it could be too strong. I agree, First Cast. It just seems like something, why wouldn't you take this? It does seem really good. I think the language could be cleared up to indicate that you have to choose, like, not that the recipient gets to choose, but you as the one giving the condition choose between the two choices which you're going to give, and that the effect wears off at the end of its next turn. Primarily, yes, First Cast. Shlomo, I can use the minis in a way. The Tuesday games are run through a virtual tabletop. However, I do run an open public game at my store on Thursdays. And I can always build up a reserve of minis to play there. And one of the goals that I would like for the channel, and partly why I'm having a fundraiser like this, is so that I can invest in the equipment to set up a little streaming lab, like a remote streaming lab, at the store, so that when I run live tabletop games, you can watch things happen. Now, that being said, I've been running Curse of Strahd, and if you don't mind spoilers for the story, you can go to our Discord and read my Curse of Strahd journal. But of course, it's not going to be the same as being able to actually watch the episodes. Needs a timeout. I agree, Trustaflumph. Xcat says you could make it similar to cutting words if resistance is too good. So you can give them a dice 4 to hit or to recute. Reduce, you mean? A hit against them? So would you argue giving the paladin or rogue advantage is better than one unarmed strike? I would say so, because your rogue has spike damage that's built in to the sneak attack, and your paladin being able to get to guarantee a better guarantee a smite is very important. All right, Trista good night, sir. Thank you very much for your support. Everyone, go check out D&D Time.
Keep them on, no need to send any to Mission Excite.
Oh, thank you. You're sure you don't want any miniatures? I have. Out of this case, I have several boxes left. And we busted open a brand new brick tonight. I have 6 boxes left. Shlomo. You're too kind. Well, thank you. Oh, you want to see them, but you don't want me to send them to you. Yes? That's what I understand? So pop the boxes, but you don't want to receive the miniatures. Okay, got it. So we'll do that. I have 2 boxes right here. And McCoolman has returned. Welcome back. The pack is many, the pack is one. As an action, you can distribute healing equal to 3 times your monk level among any number of creatures within 30 feet. You must finish a long rest before you can use this ability again. Now, way of the open hand monks get personal healing. So I don't know, you take this as a feat at level 8, let's say. So you can distribute 24 points of healing as an action among any number of creatures within 30 feet. That seems kind of powerful, especially for a monk, when their primary thing isn't healing. Oh, reword it to be only conscious creatures. So you're not picking up dead friends with it. XCat, as you live outside of the U.S., you would have to pay extra shipping for the miniature to get to you. Now at the box level, it's not all that much, because the partial shipping for you would already be included in the in that box. And what you may want to do, XCat, is over time, if you'd like, you can build up a collection of minis until you want to pull the trigger and have me ship them down to you. That way it's not just, here's one mini that cost all of this initial shipping. Instead, it's 5 minis, 10 minis, that you can then, you can sort of like spread the cost of the shipping out over those miniatures. And then you just receive one big care package of miniatures. Okay, so Shlomo is not claiming these miniatures, so they will be put into the Adopt a Miniature orphanage, or the Adopt a Miniature Foundation. And this is what is going into the general population. First up, we have an apprentice wizard. An apprentice wizard. Next up, we have why am I missing things? A Slithering tracker. A slithering tracker. Derek says, you say adoption, then use a prison term. Yeah, they're just going to Gen Pop. I don't know Gen Pop. Next up is a Shield Guardian. A Shield Guardian. Large uncommon. Lastly is a rare named figure, Vajra Safar. A rare named figure, Vajra Safar. Oh, gotcha, Derek. General population. Yeah, First Cast, it's a fun challenge to be able to get that amulet. Alright, so the second box. So what Shlomo did is sort of like ran into the, ran into the zoo, threw open the cages and says, "Be free! Be free!" Woo! That's right, Shlomo. Freedom to the miniatures. Free the minis. Free the minis. Okay, first up is a great bread and butter mini. A city guard. Generic city guard. Come on. These are bread and butter for a campaign. Next up is a noble. A noble. N-O-B-L-E. Noble. After that, it looks like we have a Sun Elf Arcana Cleric. A Sun Elf Arcana Cleric. Yeah, First Cast, it is possible to rebend the miniatures. Alright, X-Cat, we'll see you back here. And then lastly, out of here, is an Annis Hag. A-N-N-I-S. Annis Hag. There you go, Shlomo. So, thank you for freeing the mini, Shlomo. If you decide before the broadcast ends that you want your pick from either of the boxes, let me know. Let's see. McCoolman, excuse me, Sir Matty, thy three, but I am ready for DMing, good sir. I'm sorry, what do you mean by that, McCoolman? The worst hag, they taste like licorice. But black licorice is good, Fluffy Sheep. Come on, man. Come on. Woo! The wisdom of playfulness. You can channel the positive attitude of dogs and their delight at the world. Once per long rest, as an action, choose to receive the benefit of one of the below effects. Spend 1 key point per additional creature within 30 feet you wish for it to affect. Laughing at danger. For 1 hour, you have resistance to a specified damage type. The folly of fear. For 1 hour, you are immune to fear effects. Irrepressible joy. For 1 hour, you have advantage on all saving throws. I can see this being a case of stinky cheese, because don't you get your key points back on a short rest? Meaning that you can just spend them and then take a rest late, like after the hour, take a rest and then get them all back. Is that cheese? I don't know if that's super secret tech or not. I have not seen that movie, Derek. I'm sorry. Zuler Pie. Oh, I thought the worst hags tasted like toe jam. Not that I would know. 1 and 3 are OP. The second won't be used. Yeah. Well, I don't know. To distribute healing, even before the writer that they have to be conscious, that's not necessarily bad. Especially if you think how mobile the monk is. You could spread out a lot of healing with that. Sorry, trying your medieval text chat. Oh, okay. I'm sorry that I misunderstood you, McCool man. Yeah, it is very strong, Fluffy Sheep. I very much agree. Shlomo says the worst hag is the sea hag. Chance in your mind. Zuler Pie, I taste corrected. No, you meant the wisdom thingy with... Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so the folly of fear, and then, yeah, laughing at danger. Okay, I get you. The micro, yeah. Got it. Oh, but Shlomo, so look. What you've done is you now have us considering the hag. What can we do with such a creature? Wah. All right, let's look at a paladin. A paladin doggo. You may use sacred weapon on a friendly creature's weapon within 15 feet of you. All the time? All day, every day? Once per long rest? We need to know these things. Never forget the baked goods. Yeah. You know, like some dream pastries. I hear they're very yummy. Like even versus a dragon or something, might fear you. Having advantage on the fear saving throw, plus the breath saving throw is stronger than just not being feared. Ooh. I think they just let you change the target, but only devotion paladins have it. Oh, that's right. Sacred weapon is a channel divinity, isn't it? The more reason for clarification, as I'm waving my knife at you. I still have it out from popping those mini boxes. You. This is why verbiage is important, boys and girls. Devoted to the pack. When you channel divinity, in addition to your chosen effect, one friendly creature you nominate within 30 feet is inspired for 1 minute, becoming immune to fear and resistant to necrotic damage. First cast, so what I'm thinking about doing is forwarding them a video of our discussion so that they can see it and contemplate our thoughts as we're reading them live. Derek says, I think one of the key things to take away from this conversation, no one is saying how awesome these abilities are. The immediate thought is to say either underpowered or overpowered. In fairness, Derek, I continually have been saying I get what they're going for. And I don't necessarily want to strip what they want to do away from them by concept. It's just the verbiage or the mechanics can be tweaked to bring it in line to, I think, what they want to do. Hey, Ars Fantastica. Whoa, Dungeons and Doggies. What's the story behind this? The story behind this, my friend, is that I backed a Kickstarter a little while ago for Animal Adventures, Tales of Dungeons and Doggies, which is a series of miniatures where you can play different dogs doing different things. For instance, a Pomeranian monk, a Chihuahua rogue, a Cocker Spaniel bard. In addition to the miniatures, they have a rules supplement so that you can play these characters in 5th edition. And just recently, I was sent out the playtest, the version 1.0 of the rules. And so we're going over them because the company producing this would like feedback. And so we're trying to give them feedback and consider what they want to do and what all is happening. Also, Ars Fantastica, we've been popping open boxes of minis, including the new ones. And there's been some cool stuff coming out of these boxes. The story is a woo, says Dark Wolf. Fluffy Sheep, I guess these are all really combat-focused abilities, so my instinct is always to look at them in terms of power. Like, we aren't getting anything that really says dog to me. And I think that is fair as well. I mean, so the ability is like loyalty to the last, but then it's a combat ability or something along those lines. Though, remember, if it's still not being conveyed to you, then that's on them for writing something that's not being conveyed. They did say that they want to try and treat this as supporting options, as group benefit options, and that's their approach here. Derek says, at first cast, I get that, but part of that is also seeing if it works on all levels. And my first thought was that I don't see anything stirring my imagination, and the discussion is simply which side of powered it ends up on. Ah, hey, Ars. Ars, are you supporting a box then? And look at that little Franker Z. Who, I heard, actually, that Franker Z passed away sometime this year. It could be a box first cast, or Ars Fantastica might be aiming to be a fickle god again in next Tuesday's game. It is a fitting cheer emote, yes indeed. So Ars, what would you like to do with that? You choose a box? Okay. Ars, are you also in Canada with the other guys, or are you in the States? And also, which box would you like? Dragon Heist or Monster Menagerie? Okay, there will be a little bit of extra shipping on top of the 1,000 bits, Ars, but, if you want to hang on to it and like grow a collection of minis, I can then send out a collection of minis so that there's not necessarily a big postal spike for one miniature. Instead, I can send a group of miniatures out that'll be averaged out. Okay, gotcha, Ars. I want to make sure I'm giving you options and having full disclosure so that you know what you're getting into here. All right, and you want a Dragon Heist. Alright, loyalty to the last as a paladin option. If a friendly creature within 15 feet of you is reduced to 0 hit points, you may instead elect to transfer the damage to yourself. You must then take a long rest to regain this ability. Now, Derek, this is what I get by you saying, what screams dog? right? If it's a creature within 15 feet of you, is it a paladin thing so that it's the paladin transferring the power? Because, a dog would presumably, be next to you and jump up and take the hit. So what about this is screaming dog? Because a generic paladin can do something like this. But what about a dog paladin? Or a dog in general? Hey, Imagination Studio. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, that's right, Ars. Derek just got his first batch of minis sent up to him. It's so weird. I live in Ohio, and I say shipping up. I just don't do that often. It'll slot in there nicely. Awesome, Ars. Okay. Whoop. Alrighty, Ars Fantastica. We have popped open miniatures that I am looking up. What do we have? Aha! An apprentice wizard. An apprentice wizard as a common. We then have an uncommon named figure of Renaer Neverember. Renaer Neverember. Next up, we have hang on, what am I looking at here? Which pieces are these? Aha! A common figure named Mert. M-I-R-T. Mert. Kind of a plus-size swashbuckler. Maybe a bard of well-renown and good appetite. And then your large uncommon, Ars Fantastica, is a crocodile. A crocodile. And so, Ars, would you like me to put the crocodile in, or do you want one of the other figures instead? Which figure have you sponsored? You want the croc? Okay. There you go, sir. And now it's time to replenish the stock. Oh, you want Mert instead. Gotcha. No problem. All right, so Croc is out. Mert is in. Can I get him an extra mini for my Prime sub? A sub does not influence the miniatures, first cast. Though I appreciate your sentimentality and your offer. That is very kind of you. But I don't have a mechanic or a methodology of incorporating subs into minis. Mert is one of the OG NPCs from Waterdeep. Oh, I mean, shame on me for not knowing that. It feels like something I should, but I super appreciate you letting me know about that piece of lore, Ars Fantastica. And we've opened up a lot of other minis that I could put back on camera when we finish. Because we're almost done with the doggo stuff here. Alright, as a ranger, lead the hunt. When you cast Hunter's Mark on a target, choose a willing creature within 30 feet. That creature gains 1d4 damage bonus to attacks against the same target for the duration of the effect. And guide the pack. When you reduce a target to 0 hit points, you grant up to 3 creatures within 30 feet of you advantage on their next attack. I know minions don't exist in 5th edition, but I run minions in 5th edition. That would be something else. Yeah, that is very powerful, first cast. I agree. Apex Predator requires lead the hunt. When you cast Hunter's Mark on a target, choose up to 3 willing creatures within 30 feet. They all gain 1d4 damage bonus to attacks against the same target for the duration of the effect. So that's on average 2.5 damage. They're probably going to hit, at least most of the time. But just in case, let's say not. That could be a lot of extra damage. Also, by the way, this is why it's important to use your words correctly. It should probably read weapon attacks or weapon damage. Otherwise, he's giving you a free magic missile. And also important for the words first cast. I was debating that too. Ultimately, I said, well, it says choose up to 3 willing creatures. However, because you have both, it does seem like it could be 4. So not only are you getting Hunter's Mark, it seems like you could then target, if you have a 5-person party, the other 4 members of your party are going to get this extra damage also when you cast Hunter's Mark singularly. I agree, Shlomo. So with one spell, you have increased the damage output of the party significantly. Rogue, Shadowpaw Rogue. You are able... Oh, snap. Ours, do you want another dragon heist?
Buying a pool and a mini for first cast to gift to Ars Fantastica, I believe for the croc. Put the croc in the basket.
Buying a pull and a mini for first cast. Alright, so Derek is buying a mini for first cast. Then first cast is gonna use that mini to give to Ars Fantastica. This is the chain of custody. Okay. Alright, so Ars, we'll open up your dragon heist. And then... oh, thank you, first cast. And then we will open up Derek's. And then after... I'm resolving the stack in magic, okay? And then Derek is going to give first cast the crocodile. Then first cast, you're going to tell me to give Ars Fantastica the crocodile. Yeah, it's a magic stack indeed. So you are a difficult foe to pin down. If you hit in combat with a sneak attack, you may choose to move up to 10 feet as a free action. Well, It's still... I mean, you could still get an attack of opportunity off against you. Although, I mean, if you're not hitting almost every turn anyway, I don't know. Alright, Ars Fantastica. As we're resolving the stack, this is what you pull. First cast, this is me paying it forward. Someone did the same thing for you with a Mimic. Yes, indeed. And Derek does abide by any boons that are owed. Alright, let's take a look at this real quick. A Cranium Rat Swarm. Cranium Rat Swarm. Next up is... here we go. Ziraj the Hunter. Or Ziraj, a common piece. Ziraj the Hunter. After that, ours, we have a Human Warlock of the Fiend. A Human Warlock of the Fiend, if it'll focus. It's the one with lightning coming out of its hand. If it's not focusing, just look at the middle right hand row. Come on now. There we go. Okay. Lastly, but not leastly, Ars Fantastica. Are you ready? Let's find out what piece you have. Are you ready, sir? Ars Fantastica. You are now a proud owner of Xanathar. Congratulations. I hear he has a guide to everything. Also, a crocodile. Eh? Come on now. I want you all to give it up for the croc. All right, Derek. Do you want the last monster menagerie, or do you want a dragon heist? There we go. Darkwolf's getting into it. I have 2 dragon heists left, and I have 1 monster. Monster menagerie? Okay. I'll have to try and grab some from my store tomorrow. Oh, and ours is going for another box. Alright, we'll pop it open and see what you get, sir, after I resolve Derek's. Alright, you can also be an ankle cutter rogue. When making a sneak attack, if any of the sneak attack dice roll their maximum face value... Oh my gosh. That's going to scale up. Your target's speed is reduced to 0 until they pass a Constitution saving throw at the end of one of their turns. The DC for this is 10 plus your rogue level. Ah! That is powerful. Woo! Lodi. I give them credit for dreaming big. Look, if you help develop this... and you're watching this now or at some point in the future on YouTube or something, we're not making fun of you. And I personally am not making fun of you. You're dreaming big. But these effects are very powerful. Very powerful. Shlomo, Pouty Lips told me that I can do a random giveaway for 2 minis or something like that. I was asking, I thought it would be fun. What's your idea? Can you describe it to me? All right, Derek, this is what is in your box, sir. We have Jarhild Stoneforge, a common dwarf, a bread and butter sword and board dwarf. Jarhild Stoneforge. And a woo. So here you go, you popped in a woo. A merfolk, who I swear is there. Whoops. There is a merfolk. Hey, there she is, look. Or, my friend, a Yeti. Kind of doing the Colossus power-up from the old X-Men video game cabinet. McCool Man? Oh, dude, get some sleep, man. Don't blow yourself out, McCool Man. Oh, I got your Pouty Lips. Since he bought 2 boxes, could you grab 2 minis, one from each of his boxes, and do a random giveaway to the people in chat? If Shlomo wants that to happen, that's fine. I don't mind doing that. Alright, so Derek wants the Awoo, and Awoo is going in your box, sir. Shlomo, you're cool with it. Alright. I will do that when we finish things up then here in just a little bit. Okay, Shlomo? Alright, so that means ours. I only have Dragon Heist left. So let's pop open your next box. Oh, okay, Shlomo. So yeah, you're giving him. You're going to give him to a good home. Disregarding the difficulty class progression based on proficiency is done at your peril. And also, by like level 8 or whenever the rogue gets 5d6 sneak attack, it's a pretty much a guaranteed lockdown. I completely agree, Fluffy Sheep. Or a lick down. Ha! Let's see. Slashing Claws, Silent Paws. When making a sneak attack, if any of the sneak attack dice roll their maximum face value, you may hide as a free action. So again, it's pretty much going to be a guarantee. That you will get to, I guess, hide in plain sight. The clarification on that should be there. Like, do you have to have natural terrain? Do you have to have darkness? Or what's going to happen here? Okay, Ars Fantastica. This is your next box. We are starting out with a City Watch. City Watch. Next up, we have a Merchant. A merchant figure. Yeah, Fluffy. Yep. A spy. A spy. Which is an uncommon. And lastly, ours. A brown bear. So, I don't know if you play a druid at all, but here is a brown bear. Which figure would you like? That is almost a doggo. Also, First Cast, thank you very much for being open-minded to help McCoolman. McCoolman is going to be a first-time DM. He is new to D&D, but he is open-minded and willing to learn, and I appreciate you helping him out. You want the spy? Sure thing. One spy in your box. Better watch out. Okay. So the bear was serious contention. All right, so besides this City of the Dead statues and monuments set, I have one more box of Dragon Heist left for tonight. And then we will have some kind of a raffle for the pieces of for the pieces in Shlomo's box, which are these ones here. If I recall correctly. Yes, I have one more box left before I will be getting in a restock, but for tonight, this is what I have. I have the case incentive. Oh, ours is on it like a bonnet. While I'm opening this up, let's take a look at Doggo Sorcerers. Supportive spell. When you cast a spell which successfully affects an enemy creature, you may spend a sorcery point to give a friendly creature you choose within 15 feet of you advantage on their next roll. I don't know if that's worth a sorcery point. I don't think that's worth a sorcery point. I mean, it's an option. Dimension Digger. You can dig and scramble through the weave of reality. Once per long rest, when you expend a sorcery point, you may, as a bonus action, cast the second level spell effect Misty Step upon yourself. So for one sorcery point per long rest, you can Misty Step. I get it. Or Buried in the Veil. Once per long rest, you may quote-unquote bury an object of no more than 1 cubic foot in size as an action. It passes beyond the material plane. You may retrieve it at any time as an action. You may bury a number of objects equal to your charisma modifier. See, now, Derek, this is a dog. This is a doggo adventurer. Now, we can hem and haw over the mechanics, but I think here, we're actually getting dog. That seems okay. Remember, you get the Misty Step free along with whatever the sorcery point normally does. Yeah. Yeah, Lehman's tiny chest for a long rest, basically. Not enough puns, 1 out of 10, says Dark Wolf. Alright, ours. This is what is in the last box for tonight of Dragon Heist. We are going to start... well, hey. We have another Mert. Yeah, I thought I imagined the berry object was the head. It never said it couldn't be attached, just that it had to be a specific size. The head makes that size. A sorcery point for Misty Step is good, but using it for giving someone advantage is meh. I agree, XCat. Planar travel, your brain pan, and only your brain pan. Next up, we have a Dragonborn Draconic. Pardon me. A Dragonborn Draconic. Next up, we have an uncommon Were-Rat. A Were-Rat. Yes, you did, ours. You did exactly that. And ours, the last mini in the last box is a lion. By the way, a lion and a were-rat you can encounter. Well, you can encounter the lion in random planes, and a were-rat in random tomb. Hey, Captain. Hey, on that... Dude, you rolled a 20 on your beard, good sir. Alright, ours, which figure would you like? Sure. If you want to add a pick from this box to the raffle, you can do so as well. No problem, ours. Okay, so then what we're gonna do? Let's get through the Warlock and the Wizard, since that's the last of the content in the Doggo. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a background too. That's fine. We'll save some content for part 3. Let's get through Warlock and Wizard. And then we'll have a raffle. Well, you got to keep running the planes, and statistically, you'll get one. It's a 1 in 9 chance, I want to say. All right, a Fey friend. You can call upon the hunting packs of your patron. You may use Find Familiar once per long rest without requiring material components. Regardless of the creature type you summon, its appearance is a smaller version of your own canine appearance, although it retains the abilities of the creature type you call upon. The dogs made pacts with the far realm. XCat, we'll see after this segment. I'll see if I can get to that. Dark Bark. Your Eldritch Blast is accompanied by an unearthly and disturbing howling bark from the hounds of the Netherworld. A creature that takes damage from your Eldritch Blast must make a Wisdom save versus your spell DC, or become frightened of you until the end of their next turn. So being able to frighten at will on a cantrip seems pretty good. Especially if there's not a rider where if they save, they're resistant for 24 hours. So as it's written, I could just spam this and try and cause fear everywhere. Shlomo saying, OP, OP, OP. Oh, also, yeah, Dark Wolf, can you give Fluffy Sheep 125 experience points, please? Uh-oh, can Golden take down Strahd? You have advantage, so it's exclamation point 2d20. Oh, I'm sorry, Derek. You got it there? It's exclamation point add points, space name, space number. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. Netherhound Companion requires Fey Friend. Okay, so Golden, if it says advantage or disadvantage, it's normally 2d20. However, you've already rolled 1d20. So roll exclamation point 1d20 one more time. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Daniel. I'm thinking about performing real blood magic, but I'm still not sure. What do you mean by real blood magic? Let's see. Pouty Lips is going on an epic as well. Ooh, the reflection of yourself. 18 and 8, and you have disadvantage. Pouty Lips. Your reflection of yourself beat you, unfortunately. Alright, so Golden, you had a 14 as your highest. 14 plus 6 is 20. Derek, can you give Golden 5,000 experience points for defeating Strahd? Oh, Trust a Flump. Were you around, Trust, when ours pulled a really good box? I don't know if you were around for that or not. I forget when you went to bed. Also, Ars Fantastica pulled a Xanathar. Also, Trustaflumph, we're going to be having a raffle as Shlomo sponsored 2 boxes. Ars Fantastica sponsored 1 box. I bust them open, and then I will choose people who are in chat, and then you can have your choice of minis from the pool. Your patron has gifted you a fully formed hunting companion to join the hunt. You may call upon this companion twice per long rest. The summoned companion follows the same rules and behaviors as the channel divinity effect Invoke Duplicity, and may cast your spells and Eldritch invocations. And finally, before we take our break and have our raffle, is the wizard doggo. Arcane Scrounger. You can temporarily learn other spells as you scrounge for knowledge. Choose a willing creature within 15 feet. You may learn a spell that the creature knows as if you have it prepared. The first time you cast the spell, it uses 2 spell slots of the active level. You can retain this spell in your mind until your next long rest. I don't know on that one. I mean, not even so much that, whatever, the wizard can learn Cure. Well, but you're spending, if you want to cast a level 1 Cure, you are going to be close to your cleric who might be on the front line, and you have to spend a level 2 spell slot to cast a level 1 cure. And if that's the case, and you get a rider for your wisdom, you may not have a high wisdom. Unless it, and again, this is where the wording is very important. Unless it converts the spell to run off your intelligence instead of whatever it natively would use. Yeah, ours, it seems kind of like the, it does seem like the Arcane Trickster thing. And Fluffy Sheep, weird because Invoke Duplicity can't cast spells. It only allows you to cast from the duplicate's location. I don't think it would, so I guess you'd have to be careful, because the only people who are casting spells with intelligence are Arcane Tricksters and Eldritch Knights. Otherwise, hopefully you have a high charisma or wisdom as a wizard, which you may. Something to consider, though. Familiar friends. Your natural affinity with creatures of the world makes summoning familiars far easier for you than most. You may reduce the casting time of Find Familiar to 1 minute, and the cost of materials consumed to 1 GP. Not bad. I don't know why you'd have to summon, why you'd have to find Familiar so often, though. Daniel says, real-world magic involving the spilling of blood. You know, Daniel, if it's for entertainment purposes, I still wouldn't suggest it, because, look, if you're going to spill blood, donate it to someone who needs it, because that's real magic right there. You're saving a life. Aside from that, we may talk about, you know, fantasy and magic and whatnot. But Daniel, don't do it. If you want to do something magical with your blood, you should donate it to a hospital or to someone like a burn victim who needs it. You know, don't try it for entertainment purposes. Don't try it for whatever. In my opinion, either keep it where it's supposed to be in your body, so then you can go on to do, you know, wonderful things and fantastic things in life, or, you know, if you want to see it flow, make sure it goes to someone who could really use it. Yeah, I guess, Trust the Flump, if you want to change the form of your familiar, I guess if you wanted like a bird familiar, yeah, I guess it could just make it easier then. Or maybe you're bad luck with your familiars. Oh my gosh, yeah, ours. I'm lurking at the moment, talking Discord with people. Okay, XCat, alright. And dogged casting. You are a determined mind when it comes to spell casting. You have advantage on any concentration checks to retain concentration spells that you are required to make. So this would take a feat slot, but you might as well just take Warcaster, because you actually get more than what dogged casting gives you. So this one I think is underpowered. Yeah, I agree, Derek. I mean, if you really want to, you can sell your plasma as well. A lot of people, you know, a lot of people do it. You know, I don't know if it pays good money, but still, people are going to be getting the things that they need from you, and it won't be going to waste. Yeah, it is. It is just plain worse than Warcaster, Fluffy Sheep, for the same feat slot. So, okay, we'll pause. Heh, P-A-W-S. Dark Wolf, there's your pun. We'll pause before we get to Awakened Animal as a background. Actually, that's the last little bit. Oh, no, Companion Domain as a... okay. Anyway, so we'll have a little bit more to do. I'm going to close this out. I am going to take... I'm going to just, like, I'm going to refill my pitcher of water. And when we come back... I got you, Pouty Lips. Throw me a frickin' bone here. When I come back, we will have a... a raffle. And 3 people will get their choice of minis from the 3 boxes that were sponsored and didn't have a mini pulled from them. So thank you to Shlomo for 2 of them, and thank you to Ars Fantastica for 1 of them. Ars blood donation saved me, my wife, and 2 of my daughters. Oh. Yep. Daniel, there you go, brother. All right, I'll be back like 5 minutes, and we'll do this raffle. Okay, everyone?